In your 20s, you can make your money back. You can rebuild a business. You can recover from a failure. But one thing you can't get back is your time. Time is money, so why not learn about the mistakes before you actually make the mistakes to save you time and energy when things go wrong? Howdy do, it's your boy Drew. I'm 26, and here are 5 mistakes I've realized that will cost you time and energy in your 20s. Before I get into this video, I would love it if you guys leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Lately, y'all have been showing this channel a lot of love. I'm really thankful for that. I'm grateful. And I'd really like to see us get to 200 subscribers before the end of the year. 200 subscribers does not sound like a lot when you see all these big channels with millions of subscribers. But this channel, I've only been posting consistently for not even a year yet. And I'm really thankful for how far things have gone. Anyways, let's go be uncomfortable. Number 1, starting over and over and over again. Admittedly, I think a lot of people can say that they've done this at one point in time or another. I've done this before early on in my 20s. You know, I'm a really ambitious person. I figure something out and be like, okay, I want to do this. And then I'm like, wait, no, I want to do this. And then, you know, you just keep on going back and forth. In your 20s, it's really difficult, especially for Gen Z, because a lot of videos show highlights of what they're doing. So you'll see somebody, you know, doing something and you'll be like, oh, I really want to do that. And then you see somebody else doing something else. So then you stop what you're doing and do that. And then by the time you know it, you're just starting over and over again. You really haven't started anything. I believe it's really important for everybody, and I say this in several videos, find your purpose. Pray to the Lord. The Lord has given everybody a purpose. You do not have to do what somebody else is really good at just because it makes money. I don't think anybody should fall in love with money. I believe you should do what you're set on this earth to do, what God's, like the Lord blessed you with, and money will come. You know, if you're really good at something, you really find inspiration in doing it, like you really just keep on going, getting good at it, then I believe money will follow. But I feel like chasing whatever success you see online is not a good idea. Drop shipping, for example, dude, there's a lot of people that will talk about drop shipping like they're just gonna go do it, but then they just don't do it. It's because it's a trend. A lot of people did. It's actually oversaturated, I feel like. But if you're really good at it, then do it. But don't go talking about each and every trend if you're not gonna just stick to what you believe that your purpose is. I've fallen into this category sometimes younger because I was really naive. I would see somebody like, hey, do you wanna do this? I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So it's almost like taking every opportunity out there, not knowing what opportunity that you should take. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't take opportunities. Like, take the opportunities that are given to you, but also know what you really want to do. For example, a lot of you guys know from this video right here that I'm slowly walking away from 6 figures to build a business. And that doesn't mean I'm stopping construction altogether. I'm slowly walking away from it because I still want to make, you know, get some money coming in. A guy walked to the construction site the other day, and he pretty much needs some people that are going to help build houses for him to flip. And, you know, that is an opportunity, but my purpose is somewhere else. Am I going to just hop the opportunity to opportunity to opportunity? No, because if you just keep on doing that, you're just going to be going on the treadmill, going back and forth, back and forth. And another example, you know, if you see my other videos, I also have my commercial pilot license. I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, okay, let's go do this. Let's go get some more flight hours. Let's go get higher and all this. And that's a good idea. Like, I'm not saying that's bad. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do that. Like, you know, I wouldn't just finish it later on in the future, but I'm only gonna be 26 once. And your responsibilities keep on going up the more you just keep on growing. And it doesn't make sense for me to wait to start a business later on rather than do it right now. Take the opportunities that are given to you, but really focus on what you're set on this earth to do. Pray about it. Don't just go opportunity hopping, like, you know, drop shipping. Oh, I want to open up a gym. Oh, I want to, you know, do a construction business. I want to do this. Like, focus on what your skills are. Focus on what you believe that you're on this earth to do. Pray about it. Number 2, taking advice from negative people, also known as negative Nancy's. This is really crucial because your faith is going to be tested a lot. There's going to be people around you that will tell you, you can't do it. You shouldn't do this. You can't do that. That's not safe. And you know what you gotta do? Listen and say, okay, and just move on. You don't have to take their advice. You know, somebody had told me that, is my beautiful girlfriend. I believe there's a quote for that too. Being surrounded by a lot of friends who are followers of the Lord will really elevate your life, rather than being around people who are, you know, not really for that. And I'm not saying you can't have people who you work with that don't believe in the Lord, but I'm just saying don't be by negative people. Surround yourself with people who have faith. You know, people who, even in the hard times, they know that there's something on the horizon. There's something out there. I don't think it's my place to say whether, you know, your friends should be believers or not believers. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure statistically the most successful businesses are surrounded by people who have beliefs that are above themselves and having faith that things are going to work out. Like, there's a lot of people who, you know, they just don't have that faith because, you know, they just look out to the world and they think that they need to please the world rather than, you know, have faith in what's above them. Negative people will attack your character. They will attack almost everything you have. And some people, they will smile until you start doing better than them. And then they will show up. It'll be scary because you won't be expecting it. Surround yourself with people that you would just like hanging out with, you know, people you just get along with. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be people who are much more better than you, but, you know, it is prioritized that you find somebody who can be like a mentor. So surround yourself with people who are good at things that you want to be good at. And then have friends that you just get along with. But there will be a time where people will show them their true selves, their insecurities onto you. And you just have to turn away from it, not let it get to you. You know, just pray about them, pray for them, because it's really them that need help when they're trying to push their insecurities onto you. Number 3, over-investing. I made a whole video on this right here. I mean, it's facts, dude. Like, over-investing will cost you time and sometimes money. For me, I heavily invested in the stock market, and I'm not really saying that, you know, is a bad thing, because there's a lot of worse things you can do with your money. Sports betting.
Yeah, I'd like to bet $100.
You want to pick a team?
No, just take it.
But just invest in yourself. You know, you don't have to put all of your money in the stock market. You're on average, I know the stock markets went up a lot more than they usually do, but on average it's about like 10%. And historically that's been accurate. So keep some money aside for real estate. You know, if you want a place to live, you're going to need some money for real estate. And I pretty much was in a position where I wanted to get a place. And even though I had like a few years of experience with like a W-2 sort of thing, they didn't care. They're like, okay, you need 2 years of business. So when you switch from W-2 to 1099 and stuff like that, you're pretty much going to have to restart. And what I did is, instead of saving some money aside, I went heavy into the stock market, like thousands of dollars. And I'm not going to say I'm mad at myself, because the market did really well. But at the same time, you know, the housing market also got more expensive. So, you know, it kind of averages itself out. You know, you're going to need some money to be able to get investment property. So it did cost me some time and maybe some money. I'm not saying don't take risks. I'm not saying that you shouldn't invest in the stocks. I'm just saying don't over-invest in a category if you want to get into real estate or something like that eventually. Especially business, because business, especially in the early days, you're going to need to fully like reinvest whatever profit you make back into the business. So if you're pulling money out of the business into other things, it's going to be really much more difficult to grow a business. Number 4, always taking the safe path. Now I know there's a lot of worse things you could be doing, but taking the safe path, if you're a really ambitious person, it's gonna be a hard pill to swallow when you see people doing like really high levels and you're just taking the safe path. And I'm not saying you can't make a lot of money doing the safe path, but it's gonna, I think it'll take a lot longer to be able to get to where you want to go taking the safe path. If you want like rewards in life, it's gonna take some sacrifice. It's gonna take some risks. You know, for me, it wasn't investing in crypto when it was like 16,000 for Bitcoin, and I have screenshots of it. For me, if you haven't seen this video, it's right here. I talked about not investing in Netflix because, you know, my dad told me not to. It was pretty much really risky, and we see how that did. Same thing with a lot of other stocks. Same thing with like starting a business. I believe that you should start a business whenever you actually want to start a business, not when you're actually ready to start a business, because you'll learn a lot more ahead of time than just waiting for whatever moment feels good. The safe path will give you safe results. The unsafe path will, you know, there's not like there's no roof to the unsafe path. But when you're starting out a business, it's going to take a lot more effort, and it's going to take a lot longer. Like, you're going to see your money go from, like, you know, pretty good income to like starting down here. You just have to realize that that's just the process. You know, businesses can make way more money than salary can, but it takes time. It takes reinvesting. It takes sacrifice. It takes learning a lot. Like, you're like failing sometimes and learning from it, not letting those failures get you down. Like, I failed with my first vending machine, like I've said many times, and you know, I learned from it, and I believe I'm going to move it soon. But if you're really ambitious, this ain't financial advice, but I really want people to really invest in themselves and bet on themselves, dude. Like, the safe path isn't always the best path, especially long term. Like, you can be fired from your job, you just don't know. Like, a lot of people there's fired from Meta, like, just because AI is taking over. The AI that they were making is replacing the people who made the AI. That sounds crazy, but that's actually what is happening. Number 5, I've said this many times, having faith. Having faith is really important for a business, especially, I believe, for me, because if I didn't have faith, I wouldn't have started the business to begin with. I wouldn't be starting, you know, a new business that I've been talking about at all. Because if I didn't have faith, why would I do it? Because, you know, there's a lot of uncertainty. But if there's something I've learned with reading the Bible, especially the Old Testament, is going into the unknown isn't necessarily bad. Like, the Israelites, God pulled the Israelites from slavery out of Egypt. And because they are more normalized with being slaves, they constantly wanted to go back to where they were, even though they were treated really bad, because they were scared of the unknown. They didn't really know. They didn't have faith. Like, a lot of them, their faith was tested. And a lot of people, they didn't want to move forward because their faith was really weakened. And I believe that God was really upset by that, you know? And they constantly bugged Moses about this too, to the point Moses pretty much said, you know, if they're going to keep on doing this, then like pretty much kill them. I believe that's what he was saying pretty much. And God pretty much took a part of his spirit, a part of Moses' spirit, and placed it into several different older men from their different groups, and they pretty much took part of his burden. So just know, just because you can't see it doesn't mean things aren't happening. And I believe taking the risk that God has set in your heart, that the Lord has really placed in your life, and you've seen it time and time again, where things that you don't think are going to work out because you have faith, because you keep on going. You keep on going to the gym. You're starting out with very little weight. The more you go, you know, you believe that you're going to keep on growing. You're staying consistent. So just have that mindset that, you know, things are going to go wrong, things are going to go really right, things are going to go wrong, but then, you know, you keep on building to where things get way bigger than you could ever imagine. The Lord will provide way bigger things than you can ever imagine. And that belief system has helped me just keep on going. And I believe every business owner should really have that mindset, is just setting the Lord above them. And I'm not trying to be like a religious channel, just being like, okay, you know, to do this. I'm not trying to push my beliefs on people, but that's just the way I see things. Is if you want to be a business owner, you have to have something above yourself. You can't be doing this just for the money. You know, purpose, having faith, all of it's important. The journey is important too. To conclude this video, your 20s are filled of just unknowns. You know, there's gonna be things that take your time. So why not use your resources, aka my channel, and being able to learn from what other people have gone through to save yourself some time. Find your purpose. Don't just go opportunity to opportunity just because that's what the world wants you to do. That's what they publicize on their highlight reel, aka Instagram. Don't surround yourself with negative people. Find people that you really like, that kind of inspire you to be a better version of yourself. For me, it's the Lord. I believe that, you know, having faith is the most important thing, but also the people around you are really important. You know, finding people who have a similar belief system, people that have similar goals, people that you really value, or you could just be friends with. Don't be friends with people who are just negative, trying to pull you down, people who are jealous, envy the things you have, just try to tear you down, like try to ruin your character. Don't overinvest, you know, find things that you know you could you can set money aside for, but don't overinvest all your money into something. Don't set all your eggs in one basket if you actually want to, diversify some of your money. The safe path equals safe results. And sometimes those results aren't always safe. So why not take the unsafe path? Take the path that really takes you to the next level. Try like investing in yourself. And the last thing, not having faith will really hurt you. You gotta have faith. I love y'all. God bless. See y'all in the next video. Be uncomfortable. Mwah.